All right, I knew this was going to happen. Now, look, I like the women matches, the mixed tag team match and the 8 women's tag team match. Both of them were 4 out of 5s. But however, CJAX might think differently. But let's go ahead and listen.
Y'all, we're just going to jump into it because this Monday Night Raw was pointless garbage. We are 5 days away from SummerSlam and nothing on Raw feels like it matters. Nobody cares easily in the storylines. You can tell there's no effort or creativity put into the stories by Triple Fraud, the gamer. I'm gonna make WWE unreal and destroy the business. Does it feel like SummerSlam season now? No, it doesn't, because this is absolute garbage. There is nothing epic or special or exciting about SummerSlam being 5 days away. The PLE coming in 5 days doesn't feel like SummerSlam. It feels like a random PLE that they threw together because none of this stuff matters. SummerSlam should be consisting of big fight-filled matches, epic moments, star power, great storylines, creativity. This is the second biggest PLE of the year behind WrestleMania, and this feels like an average Money in the Bank or a Backlash. That's what this show feels like. You get Lyra versus Becky, a match we've seen on Raw multiple times. Or not multiple times, at least we've seen them fight together multiple times. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is not a SummerSlam match. We've seen it before. We're getting Jey Uso and Roman Reigns fighting against Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. This faction is a disaster. There's no star power. No one's interested in it. And you can tell that the fans and nobody anywhere cares about this faction. Braun Breaker doesn't have it, okay? So he's not that guy. So I don't care anything about that match. John Cena versus Cody Part 1 was absolute garbage. They're gonna run it back with a street fight, and apparently this one's gonna be amazingly better than the first one. Like, stop. Look at these matches. Sami Zayn versus Karrion and Kross on a SummerSlam? Jelly Roll and Randy Orton versus Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre? I can't stop thinking about Punk. Really? Rhea Ripley in another triple threat for the world title. Where is the creativity? Where is the gravitas? Why is this SummerSlam special? No one is answering these questions because it's impossible to answer. This Raw sucked. We're going to breeze through this Raw episode because, quite frankly, I shut it off like an hour before it's done. As much as I like Roman Reigns, I am not watching 2.5 hours of garbage to get to him coming out and probably getting beat up by Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker at the end of the show with Jey Uso. Yeet man. So it's just not entertaining to me, and I do not give a crap. Now, another thing we have to address is fans saying that, oh, well, this SummerSlam looks better than Mania 41. Anything can be better than Mania 41 because Mania 41 was garbage. Stop. Oh my goodness, you guys accept the bare minimum, bro. Why in the world are you talking about SummerSlam being better than Mania 41? Anything is better than Mania 41. It was horrible, man. Oh my goodness. Anyways, we start off with Paul Heyman coming out and boring us to death again with his promos. The last few months have been some of the most boring content on the mic that Heyman has released and done in his entire career, bro. He comes out and says that Jey Uso first off comes out, I think, and he was gassed. And before all this happened, I have to mention, obviously there was the Hulk Hogan tribute again. You know what I'm saying? Everyone was out there paying respects. They had the locker room go out. They did the 10-ring salute, and that was basically it. They played the little video package as well, you know, celebrating Hulk Hogan's life and his impact on the industry as well. So that was that. Now back to what Heyman and Jey Uso were basically doing. All this is the stereotypical usual stuff. Jey Uso actually has his hands on his knees, bent over, breathing because of how gassed he is after yeeting for however many minutes he did. And then he's about to do it again, and then Paul Heyman interrupts. Paul Heyman got booed off the mic. They chanted OTC over him. They chanted yeet over him. They booed him and said no one cared. Like, no one cares about what Paul Heyman has to say. When no one cares about what Paul Heyman has to say on the mic for consecutive months and months in a row, that means that the storyline he's in and the material he's talking about is meaningless, and no one cares about it, and no one likes what he's talking about. It is not interesting. The ship has sailed. You should have never had a meaningless triple threat between Roman and Punk and Rollins, so now you had to split your audience, and then all of a sudden Rollins unfortunately got injured, and then all of a sudden you have Punk now stranded without Heyman and Roman's without Heyman and all this convoluted garbage. It doesn't make sense, but this is what they chose to do, and now I can't even tell you what Heyman said on the mic other than the fact that he literally said the words, I love you, Jey Uso. I respect you, Jey Uso. I love you like family, Jey Uso. Roman Reigns chose Solo to be the tribal chief, not you. That's not real love. Like, what are you talking about? Shut up! You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we even doing at this point? That's another thing that needs to be talked about. These people just need to just shut up. Just shut up, man. If you have nothing interesting or engaging to say, just cut the segment or don't show it. Sorry. Cut the segment or what's it called? Or alleviate the mic time of these people. Or just don't have them cut promos. If you have nothing to say, don't say it. You know? So that's that. Then we had Jey Uso get on the mic, and he basically says, you know what I'm saying? Don't run your mouth about my family because I'm going to fight for my family. And then Jey Uso just continued to gas. He has to take these deep breaths. No one in the crowd could care any less at this point. And it's just slow and very awkward, kind of patchy promos from both of them here because they don't seem confident or really seem like they care about what they're talking about. And because of that, all of this is essentially useless, okay? This promo was absolute garbage. I don't even remember what happened. I'm sure you don't either if you watched it live, which isn't many because the viewership has declined by millions and millions and millions and the millions and millions since its debut on January 6th this year on Netflix Raw, okay? So that's that. Now we move on from this. We then get a mixed tag match, basically a 3v3 with the Kabuki Warriors and AJ Styles versus Dominic Mysterio and Raquel and Roxanne. I cannot stress this enough. The amount of botches and choppiness and poor pacing in these women's wrestling matches. Obviously, there's men in here as well, but you get the point. The women's wrestling here has been atrocious. It is terrible at this point. The botches, the actual just segmented and choppy actions that they carry out. None of it looks smooth. None of it looks articulate. None of it is actually entertaining. It is the same moves. Roxanne does the same moonsault. Someone jumps over the rope and does the same landing on Raquel.
Okay, I don't know what the fuck bro talking about. Okay, that match was good. All right, I don't know where he get this idea where he thinks that this mixed tag team match was trash because if anything, this match was way better than the matches that they had before. I mean, come on, man, a mixed tag team match between the Judgment Day, AJ Styles, and the Kabuki Warriors. Okay, listen, I would agree with him if I didn't see this move right here.
Judgment Day expected. Look at this next level teamwork. All three members involved as Kyrie takes to the...
So how can you sit here and say that was a botch? That move right there was the move of the night. I mean, that made me want to watch it. I mean, that move right there. Once I saw that move on Twitter, I was like, yeah, I'm going to watch this. Well, I was going to watch it regardless, but that move right there made me say, yeah, I'm going to watch it. And honestly, when I watched it, it was good. So I don't know what CJAX talking about. That shit hard. Y'all comment down below and agree. Like, listen, you can comment down below and let me know. Do you like that match or not? Do you agree with what he's saying? Because I liked it. That move with Kylie Zayn was lit. So I don't know what CJ talking about. But y'all can comment down below and let me know. But I thought this match was good. I gave it a 4 out of 10. Y'all comment down below, let me know, and we can discuss. But I thought that match was good. So I don't know what CJ talking about. I don't. But y'all can comment down below, let me know. So let's continue.
The same stuff, and there's no story to this. You're fighting Alexa Bliss and Charlotte this weekend at SummerSlam. Why are we watching this match right now? Thank you. Let's just move on from this. The AJ Styles and the Kabuki Warriors ended up winning after Dominic Mysterio, the Intercontinental Champion, who has barely wrestled at all since WrestleMania. He's maybe wrestled 2 or 3 matches. This dude comes out and loses to one phenomenal forearm. He got punched a couple times in a phenomenal forearm, then got pinned in 2 to 3 seconds easily. Like, what is the booking here? You book him weak. I hope that Dominic just loses the belt at this point. Triple H fumbled his momentum, and it is what it is.
Well, unfortunately, there might be a percentage where he might not win because the fact that he won tonight is a sign right there that he might not win this Saturday or Sunday. So I don't know how Dominic Mysterio is going to win. I don't know if he's going to win by interference. I hope he wins clean, but he might win because of Roxanne, or he might win because of Finn, or he might win because of, God, I hope this don't happen, but he might win because of Lemonhead. So I hope she don't return. Unless she's going to give us an update on her shoulder, I hope she doesn't return. Okay? If you go, listen, Liv, if you coming back, come back and give us an update on your shoulder. All right? Don't come back and try to help Dom. We don't want you to get credit for anything that man do. All right? Just rest. Either you rest or don't come back at all. All right? If you're not going to give us an update on your shoulder, don't come back. Give us an update. Give us an update. And then we can accept you coming back. But if you're not going to give us an update and you still want to talk about Dom, then don't come back. Because you're a complete waste of time. What's the point of having a comeback if you're just going to focus on one man? Pointless. He shouldn't. CJAX should be going off on that. He shouldn't be going off on the bookies. He should be going off on the fact that Liv Morgan's coming back for a waste. You talk about a babyface turn, but she ain't turning nowhere. There's a dead end. Because she wants to focus on one man, but don't want to focus on gold, don't want to focus on her legacy, don't want to focus on nothing. But a fucking dude. Lame as fuck, bro. But, hey, I don't know if AJ is going to lose. And I don't know if AJ is going to win. But if he won tonight, then he's most likely going to win neither. Because the way it's set up is that if the contestant lose a match before the pay-per-view, they win at the pay-per-view. But if they win at the day of Raw or SmackDown, same with AEW. But if you lose against the person if you lose against, how can I say it? Like, if the number one contender lose against the champion on a match before the PLE, there's a 100% chance they will win at the PLE. But if it's in reverse, then they're not going to win. That's how it's set up. Sucks, but if I didn't say it correctly, I'll say it again. But basically, if the number one contender has a match against the champ and they lose against the champ, then they're going to win at the PLE. But if it gets reversed, then they're not going to win at the PLE. So the fact that AJ Styles beat the champ, there might be a percentage where he might not win. But I'm hoping he does. But if he don't, hey, I mean, you better hope he wins clean. Because if he don't, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, AJ deserved that belt. But if he's going to face John Cena, if this is going to lead to him facing John Cena at Clash in Paris, then whatever. But I don't know if people are hyped to see that. But I don't know. We'll see. But will he lose the belt? I doubt it. But we'll see. We'll see. Let's continue.
So then we get Sheamus and Rusev. Nobody cares about Sheamus and Rusev. Be honest with yourself. We saw this in the 2010s, and we're seeing it now in 2025 when they're both in their late 40s. They might even be in their 50s at this point. No one cares about this. Show some creativity, man. Sheamus and Grayson Waller had a match. Nobody cares about Big G. Nobody cares, man. This is garbage. Big G stands for big garbage. That's what that should be. Okay, nobody cares about Sheamus versus Grayson Waller. Stop. Sheamus pins Grayson Waller in like 5 or 10 minutes, and then Rusev comes out and puts him in the accolade and makes these weird faces, and that's it. Same stuff we've usually been seeing for weeks. There's no creativity. We can move on from this. Becky Lynch Lyra Valkyria comes out first and has a very awkward and very cringe promo where she basically dances in her shoes for a second, saying those are her Becky Stomper shoes.
Are my Becky Stompers.
What? Oh my gosh. This show has gotten so bad month over month after Mania 40 last year. It's insufferable. What is Lyra Valkyria talking about? We have seen Lyra and Becky on the mic in promos or in brawl segments for the last 2 or 3 months since Backlash. Why does this matter? There's no intrigue, there's no nuance, there's no character here. No one cares what Lyra Valkyria has to say. Oh, well, if I lose to Becky, if I don't beat Becky, I won't be able to challenge for my title again. I won't be able to take back the title I never lost, yeah? So I can't challenge for my IC belt again. No one cares if Lyra Valkyria can fight for the IC title that she already had. Stop! Nobody cares if Becky Lynch is champ. Nobody cares if Bayley is champ because the title doesn't matter. It ends in a brawl segment as per usual. We've seen this 89 times at this point. Nobody cares. Let's move on. Sami Zayn and Karrion Kross then have a video package interview thing. Karrion Kross basically says after he wins at SummerSlam, he wants Sami Zayn to say the words. Say it! Say it! Say it! He's been saying that for weeks, and all he wants him to say is that Karrion Kross was right. What was he right about? I don't know. I don't even care. I don't remember. I think he's right. He wants to be right about the fact that Sami Zayn needs to be a bad guy. But again, Karrion Kross is a jobber. He's won maybe 2 or 3 singles matches in his recent run in WWE over the last few years, and this is the same dude trying to tell a multiple-time Intercontinental Champion how to win matches. Like, what this storyline, essentially, just because of what I just said, makes absolutely no sense, and because they both play it terribly and no one's interested in carrying Karrion Kross or Sami Zayn, nobody cares. There's no star power on this show. There's no intriguing character dynamics. There's no intriguing dialogue or any storylines that actually grip you and invest you inside of what's actually happening. Nothing is interesting, therefore nobody cares. Karrion Kross sits there and he basically says that. Sami Zayn then says that he doesn't need a lead pipe and that Karrion Kross will be wrong and Sami will beat him at SummerSlam. I don't care who wins this match. Let's just move on from this. We then get an 8-woman tag match. This is the cringiest thing ever. All it is 4-woman, Nikki Bella, Stephanie Vaquer, Rhea, and Io versus Naomi, which why is the world champion even wrestling in a 4v4? I like that Naomi tried to leave the ring once, but she should have just left from the beginning. Why in the world would she even agree to do this match with the Secret Hervis? There's no story here. There's no dialogue. Nothing is interesting about this match, bro. Nothing is interesting before or after the match. Naomi had a decent backstage segment, but that's basically it. We then move on, and the actual match happens, and then the Secret Hervis just gets jobbed out and gets pinned by Stephanie Vaquer. Hits her move, which again, it's called the Stephanie Vaquer bomb, the SVB. It's a stupid name, in my opinion, but that's just what it is, okay? Obviously, the team with Rhea, Stephanie, Nikki Bella, and Io won. All this match was a bunch of face-off and cheap pops. It's cool to see all 4 of these women here together. It's a nice little team, past, present, and future stuff. Pretty cool to see that. I'm sure that they all enjoyed that, so that's great for them. But the match itself was average at best. There's nothing entertaining or engaging about this. It's fun to watch in moments, but nobody's going to remember this match. Let's be honest here.
Well, I liked it, and Jordan Jennings liked it too. Let's listen.
WWE needs to give us more of this. This 8-woman tag team match on Raw was so entertaining. It was the best segment so far. And bye to all of the haters of Nikki Bella, because she is proving to everybody that she can still keep up with the best of them. And she's 40 years old plus at this point. She is not just a Diva era girl. She can keep up with the WWE female superstars, and she showcased that tonight. So I will not hear any arguments against that. Nikki, you are doing a great job. And I'm loving watching her have so much fun in the ring. And I feel like being around Io, Rhea, and Stephanie is only going to make her better. And then Nikki was doing Io's move with her, and the crowd was loving it. This was a great match. Let me know your guys' thoughts. I also really liked that mixed tag team match with Dominic Mysterio, Raquel, and Roxanne, and then the Kabuki Warriors and AJ Styles. I feel like WWE needs to give us more of this. It keeps things fresh, and it's not stuff that we see all the time, week over week, and it's stuff that can absolutely fill a regular Raw or a SmackDown card.
You see? I mean, listen, and I will do a reaction video to it, but like I said, I don't know if I'll be able to post it on YouTube, but I'll be able to post it on Twitter just so you guys can get the link, and I'll be able to post it on the community tab or on my Instagram. Either way, you'll get the link so that way you can watch the full reaction. But, hey, I gave it a 4 out of 10. I like it. So, again, he is right, though. It was an average match, but that's good. Both matches, the mixed match and the women's match, both tag team matches were average. So that's why I gave it a 4 out of 5. But, hey, that's better than 2 out of 5. So, hey, no complaints from me, but there's complaints from CJAX, But let's continue.
And after this, we had a tag team championship match between Finn Balor and JD McDonald's and the LWO, okay? El Grande Americano got involved, and that was basically that. We basically kind of, got in the way, and then the Judgment Day ended up retaining, and that's basically it. There's nothing to say here. I didn't watch the match live. I saw some of the moments from it. It looked like it was a decent match, but, I mean, come on at this point. The tag team championships on Raw get defended once every 2 months on Raw. Nobody cares. Move on.
So you're not going to talk about this guy? All right, man. Let's continue.
And then we get to the Gunther and CM Punk promo, okay? Obviously, Gunther does essentially nothing on this promo and gets basically sat down and low broed by CM Punk here. And CM Punk just goes out and spits facts as per usual. He basically brings up the fact that, CM Punk has left a trail of he's beaten, legends, obviously. He's beaten Hall of Famers. He's beaten superstars that Gunther could only dream of being, which is straight facts, okay? CM Punk basically says that he's the best in the world because his career, compared to what Gunther's already accomplished, it won't be close. He says it's not apples to apples, and he basically, Gunther's about to cut him off and try and say something, and then Punk cuts him off again and says that you're going to be in the ring with the best in the world, and I'm going to win the world championship and walk out of MetLife. You know what I'm saying? And that's basically that. So, CM Punk obviously exposed this jobber, you know what I'm saying, once and for all, basically bring up the fact that Gunther is nowhere near a superstar. He did glaze Gunther a bit and say, oh, well, Gunther's done great things. You know, your career so far has been great. You have done this thing great. You have been amazing. You've done this. You've done that. But then CM Punk obviously brings it back into reality when says that Gunther, you know, he's not on his level. He actually says, there's level to this, kid. You know what I'm saying? So that was that. I like this promo from CM Punk. Gunther doesn't contribute much of anything because he's not entertaining and has nothing really to say. So hopefully this is Gunther's last week with the world title for a very long time because quite frankly, I'm done with seeing this dude as the world champion. He doesn't draw numbers. We've gone over the report in multiple videos at this point that WWE and TKO do not believe that he is a draw. He doesn't sell merch, obviously. He doesn't sell tickets or put butts in seats or bring any extra viewers to the product. So therefore, he's basically not worthy of being a world champion by any metric at all. And his whole gimmick is wrestling and he barely wrestles. So I don't know what, like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what the heck they're supposed to do with this jobber. Then the main event segment itself was basically the jobbing out of Romano Reigns, okay? I don't know how else to describe this, but Roman Reigns has magically gotten nerfed incredibly since WrestleMania 40, and it just is what it is. At the end of the day, at WrestleMania 40, it took Roman Reigns, it took an attitude adjustment, it took super kicks, it took like 4 or 5 crossroads total and a spear from Cody Rhodes, it took interferences from Rollins, from The Undertaker, you know what I'm saying? All of these things it took to topple Roman Reigns just a year ago. And now you fast forward a year, and Roman Reigns is getting sent through barricades. He got speared and destroyed by Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker tried to copy Roman's promo by looking at the camera and be like, that's my cameraman. These slobs in the audience, they they bark for me. You know what I'm saying? I'm the top guy. And it's not believable when Braun Breaker does it because, again, he got pinned by Sami Zayn. He got pinned by Jey Uso. And quite frankly, Braun Breaker has not won any world championship gold. He hasn't done anything of meaning or cut any great promos. So why does this matter? You're just copying what Roman tried to say with like 1/1,000,000th of Roman's aura. You know what I'm saying? You're not that guy. You know what I'm saying? So calm down with that. But yes, Jey versus Bronson Reed ends in a DQ, obviously. Braun Breaker spears Jey Uso, and then Jey Uso and Roman Reigns get jobbed out. Roman Reigns gets tsunami'd, I think, once or twice, and then Braun Breaker basically spears him through a barricade. Bronson Reed takes Roman Reigns' Jordans off and then holds them up and says, these are mine now. Like, they just beat the crap out of him and made him look like absolute jobbers. I'm assuming this means that Roman and Jey will win on Saturday or Sunday or whatever by pinning Bronson Reed, of course, and not Braun Breaker. I personally would have Roman Reigns pin Braun Breaker because that way you can set it up for Braun Breaker to run it back and then actually pin Roman Reigns clean, you know, to actually prove himself as a top guy. Make him have an earned arc, not just, oh, I showed up and pinned everyone and that was it. You know what I'm saying? We've seen that push with the past and it didn't work, you know what I'm saying? In the past, even with guys like Roman who got over pushed, it didn't work, especially when you're not believable. Braun Breaker just isn't believable in this role, in my opinion. So I don't know what else to say about this. Roman Reigns got jobbed out and made to look like an absolute bum here. Pretty embarrassing considering the fact that he's wrestled maybe 4 or 5 matches since Mania 40 last year, maybe 6 matches, and the fact that we're actually sitting here and this dude has magically just lost all of his powers to kick out of moves and actually be resilient and to fight back is just mind-boggling, and it makes no sense, and it's stupid booking. In order to make someone else look strong, that doesn't mean you have to make everyone else look like absolute jobbers and weak, especially when it's the biggest star in your company. But again, it is what it is. It's Triple H booking. We'll just have to see how all this garbage unfolds at SummerSlam. This episode of Raw tonight gets a 3 out of 10, and that's basically all there is to say about this episode. Nothing special at all, and this does not feel like a go-home episode of Raw before SummerSlam, the second biggest show of the year for WWE, and that's what it's supposed to be at least, and it feels nothing like it, and neither do the shows week to week. With that being said, I thank you guys for watching. Have a phenomenal day. Peace out, and one love.
Okay, well, I know when this video comes out, it's going to be tomorrow morning. So when this video come out, it will be Tuesday morning. But right now, it's 1:39 a.m. in the morning. And I need to go to bed. So there you have it. So y'all get in the comment box. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, share if you're new. What do you guys think about Monday Night Raw? Do you think it was average? Do you think it was poorly? Do you think it was excellent? Y'all comment down below. Let me know, all right? Get in the comment box. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, share if you're new. And I'll catch y'all in the next video. Oh, and by the way, pray for Bayley, man. She going through a hardship ever since she wear that Living Dom shirt. Hey, should have never wear that shirt. It's bad luck. All right, I'm out.